Back here on championship court at the APP Chicago Open, presented by Lexus. Semifinal matchup. We got a lot of Johnsons on the court here as Georgia and J.W. Johnson taking on Vivian David and Hunter Johnson. So I'm going to be using a lot of first names this matchup, so you guys better learn who is who right now because you're not going to know who I'm talking about otherwise. So as they are all set here and ready to go. Warm-up's done. We'll see who gets first serve here. We finish our pleasantries up at the net. Looks as if J.W. and Georgia Johnson will be serving. J.W. and Georgia Johnson got tested in the semifinals, or excuse me, in the quarterfinals. Against Susanna Barr and Gabriel Tardio, 11-9, 9-11, or 11-3, 9-11, 11-3. We'll see what Vivian and Hunter Johnson.
This is game one. Time in 0-0-2.
Off the bat, the ATP from Georgia Johnson. Defended well by Hunter Johnson, but then on the reset off the tape, and JW and Georgia Johnson on the board first. Nice speed up there from Hunter Johnson.
0-1-1. Point. One. Second serve. One, two. Side out. One. Point. Two, one. Second serve. Two.
Nice speed up there on the wrist flick from J.W. Johnson right at the body of Vivian David.
3-1-2. Side out. One, 3-1.
I think Johnson, Georgia, that being played an out ball right there as Hunter Johnson tried to speed up right at the body.
2, 3, 1.
A little high there from Hunter Johnson.
2, 3, 2.
Nice finish there from Vivian David as she gets on top of that two-hander. Puts it down, and we're all tied again here at 3.
3, 3, 2.
Nice 1-2 combo there from Vivian David as she's ready for the counter speed up from JW Johnson. Is able to reset fast enough to win that hands battle.
You good? 4, 3, 2. Right out.
Right now, I'm thinking that JW and Georgia Johnson need to be going at Hunter Johnson a little more, as Vivian David is settled in nicely and controlling most of the point that she's getting. That's it right there.
Out call.
Did you see that?
Second serve.
Did you see that?
I can't overrule that.
So Georgia disagreeing with the call that Hunter Johnson and Vivian David called that ball out, but
3, 4, 2.
they'll accept, get right back into it. Yeah, and that's exactly it right there. Georgia Johnson fired up, almost taking JW Johnson's left hand off on the high 5.
4, 4, 2.
That's exactly it right there, and I don't think Georgia heard me, but again, they're figuring it out that Hunter Johnson is where they need to attack right now. Vivian's playing very solid right now. Not that Hunter's not, but he's made the mistakes so far early on.
Yeah!
Point.
A nice little run here from JW and Georgia Johnson, as they have figured out a little bit of a pattern here. And that one clips off the tape. And a fortunate bounce for David and Johnson.
4, 6, 1.
Good return there from Georgia Johnson. Deep and with pace. Ball possibly cracked. Hunter looking for a replacement.
No. Four, 6, 2.
Oh, Georgia Johnson off the chest of Hunter Johnson. And as she hits it, drops a little. Yeah, beautifully done by Georgia.
6, 4, 1.
Oh, and she gets a little love off the tape right there.
Seven, 4, 1. Point.
And unforced there from Hunter Johnson.
8, 4, 1.
And an 8-4 lead here for Georgia and JW Johnson as they are cruising along here in this first game of semifinal matchup. Winner moving on to the winner bracket final here today with an opportunity to move on to the gold medal match on Championship Sunday. had a chance to hit around a little bit this morning with JW and Georgia Johnson. They are staying over at the owner and founder of Yobo, Dave Wells, his house. He has a court in his backyard, absolutely beautiful. He's out there hitting around, warming up this morning.
57.
And they got a good warm up in, came over and have continued to cruise along here.
You have 2 timeouts remaining.
Losing 1 game along the way in the last matchup to Susanna Barr and Gabriel Tardio. But up 8-4 here in game number 1 against the 6th seed, Vivian David and Hunter Johnson.
Second serve. 8-4-2. Right out.
And right there again, Georgia trying to go cross court to Vivian. And I know, you can go there, keep her honest, but they need to continue to press Hunter right now.
Point.
And a nice little flick there from Vivian David right at the body of JW Johnson. Not able to get on top of that. And David and Johnson
5-8-1.
on the board again. Nice drop from Hunter. And then makes the mistake on the next ball, but a good drop to work his way in.
5-8-2. Right out. Eight, 5-1.
And there it is, Georgia avoiding that kitchen right there, and they get back to that 4-point lead, up 9-5 in game number 1.
9-5-1.
And a put away there in the middle from JW Johnson. And before that ball even settles down, Hunter Johnson calling the timeout. Dropping that paddle down 10-5 here in game number 1. It is all JW and Georgia Johnson trying to move on to that winner bracket final. On the other side of things is Andrea Coop and Zane Navratil will be taking on Jade Kawamoto and Deco Barr in your other semifinal matchup here this afternoon. But a nice little run here from JW and Georgia Johnson as they've figured out again, when they're trying to attack at Vivian David, she's the one that's putting more pressure on them than Hunter.
You have 2 timeouts remaining.
We'll see if they continue to go at Hunter Johnson.
Receiving team, you are out of timeouts.
And they will have a game point
Correct.
on their paddle here.
Time in. 10-5-1. Second serve. 10-5-2.
And nice job by Hunter Johnson moving in the middle. Moving laterally so well, able to keep it shoulder square to the net. Find the backside of JW Johnson, and they fight off 2 game points.
5-10-1.
Nice finish there from Hunter Johnson. Again, now it's, okay, we've gone at him. Hunter has warmed up a little bit here. Finishes that last point. Now let's keep Vivian David honest here.
6-10-1.
Oh, and David out in front of that ball. Catches it off the frame.
6-10-2. Right out.
This will be game point number 3 here for Georgia and J.W. Johnson.
10-6-1. Second serve. Ten, 6-2. Point.
Game number 1 in favor of Georgia and J.W. Johnson. 11-6 over Vivian David and Hunter Johnson. We'll take a commercial break. Game 2 on the flip side when we return back here to the APP Chicago Open presented by Lexus. Game number 2 about to get underway. JW and Georgia Johnson taking game 1, 11-6 in this semifinal matchup. We'll see if Vivian David and Hunter Johnson have an answer in game number 2. Off the tape right there from Vivian David. And a quick side out for Johnson and Johnson.
Second serve. Zero, 0-2.
Nice spot right there from J.W. Johnson, finding a hole in the middle.
One, 0-2.
And nice shot there, a little inside out there from J.W. Johnson. The misdirection fools David just enough.
2-0-2.
A nice finish there from Hunter Johnson as he settled in nicely now. About 3/4 of the way through that first game and into this second game.
0-2-1. Second serve.
Good return there from Georgia Johnson. Nice and deep had Hunter Johnson on his heels.
Right out. Two, 0-1. Point. Three, 0-1. Point.
Georgia Johnson just relentless right here. And she's going right at Hunter Johnson, toe to toe.
Second serve.
2 net cords there for J.W. Johnson, but Hunter able to make the adjustment nicely.
4-0-2. Tied out. 0-4-1. Point.
Good leave there from Hunter Johnson as he lets that ball go over his left shoulder out, and David and Johnson on the board here in game number 2.
1-4-1. Second serve.
Little miscommunication in the middle from David and Johnson.
1-4-2. Side out.
Hunter Johnson moving as he's trying to hit that. He's trying to run through that shot. It's very difficult as you're moving
4-1-1.
to hit any shot. Like to see him set his feet in the transition area and play that ball from there.
Point.
There you go, baby. Fire. Come on.
5-1-1. Second serve. 5-1-2.
And Johnson, JW that is, trying to step into the middle and take that. Little off balance.
Yeah.
Ball sails long.
1-5-1. Point.
Good leave there from Hunter Johnson as Georgia Johnson goes a little hard on that counter.
2-5-1.
Nice setup from Georgia Johnson as she speeds up right at the body of Hunter Johnson. Knowing he's going to block that back, but hoping he pops it up, he does. JW Johnson there
No.
for the put away.
Yes. 2-5-2.
Good leave there from Georgia Johnson as David's reset goes just wide.
5-2-1. Second serve. 5-2-2.
Oh, and that ball just sails off the tape and then moves just enough away and out of the reach as Hunter Johnson was kind of flat-footed right there. Nothing he can do about that.
6-2-2.
And nice drop there from JW Johnson. David and Hunter Johnson doing everything they can.
Timeout has been called by the receiving team. The score is 7-2-2.
A 7-2 lead here for Georgia and JW Johnson.
Yes.
As Vivian David and Hunter Johnson will take their first time out here, down by 5 in game number 2 here at the APP Chicago Open, presented by Lexus. Semifinal matchup number 1 here on Championship Court. Our other semifinal will feature Andrea Coop and Zane Navratil, your 1 seed, taking on Jade Kawamoto and Dekel Barr. They do not have a court assignment yet, but I'm imagining, I beg to differ, they do. They are on Championship Court number 2 as we speak. So I imagine
15 seconds.
that matchup underway over there on CC2. As we come back in from timeout, Georgia and J.W. Johnson set to go. Up 7-2 here in game 2, trying to end it in 2 and move on to the winner bracket final.
Serving game, you have 2 timeouts remaining. Got in. 7-2-2.
And nice finish there from Hunter Johnson, and a much needed side out from David and Johnson.
Two, 7-1.
Little long on the serve from Vivian David.
Second serve. Hold it out. I saw him off. 2-7-2. Point.
Just long right there on the counter.
3-7-2.
And David and Johnson on the board. Again, down by 4.
Side out. Seven, 3, 1. Point.
Nice heavy drive there from J.W. Johnson, forcing the
8,
air off
3,
the paddle
1.
of Hunter Johnson. And that's tough right there. J.W. Johnson picking up the stack and the angle from where
9, 3,
Hunter Johnson is. He pins in the corner. Makes it very difficult, and 2 unforced errors on the stack, and I think that's what's causing that, is that Vivian David and Hunter Johnson trying to rush over and get in the spot and not concentrating on the return. 2 unforced errors, and it'll give JW and Georgia Johnson a match point here when we return from this timeout. Burned by David and Johnson here in game number 2, burning their final timeout. So again, this matchup, winner goes on to the winner bracket final. Loser will drop down and have to fight their way out of the consolation side of things. But Georgia and J.W. Johnson, as you see on court, they didn't even go over to the bench, get a drink, nothing. They had timeout called to try and slow their momentum, but they are not going anywhere. They are set and ready to go with a match point on the paddle of J.W. Johnson.
Serving team, you have 2 timeouts. Time in. 10, 3, 1.
Oh, and Georgia Johnson just playing like a veteran right now. Goes right at Hunter Johnson to end that last point, and then right off the forearm of Vivian David, and JW and Georgia Johnson moving on to that winner bracket final. 11-6, 11-3 over Vivian David and Hunter Johnson. So your 2 seed moving on. We'll take a quick commercial break. Hear from the Johnsons when we get back here at the APP Chicago Open, presented by Lexus.